Hello, Erin. Do you have a bit of time? We need to talk.
Yeah, sure, Mom. What's up? I'm sort of surprised to hear from you. What is it you want to talk about?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to know, did you get a New Year's gift from my brother? I was just wondering.
Your brother? I'm not even sure. Did you even have a brother? I'm really not sure.
Do you remember I introduced you to an older guy named Mark? I remember you talking to him briefly. That gift was from him. Are you sure you don't remember getting some package from him?
I can't remember. What did he look like? There were a lot of people there, and I was introduced to a bunch of them. Not sure who you mean. And you say he was some older guy, but that whole house was filled with old folks. It was like an old folks' home. Sorry, I really don't remember.
I'm sure you remember. I saw you talking to him. He's the one that gave you a little gift, or should I say gave some money.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Yeah, I remember him. Mark, right?
Well, I suppose there were a lot of people there.
They all look pretty much the same, those old folks. Can't tell one from another. I'm not even sure I'd remember him if he showed up at my door.
Yeah, I suppose so. When people get old, they tend to be forgotten. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying, he said he sent a package to your place. He said it was 100% grass-fed beef from out west. Are you sure you didn't receive such a package?
Oh, yeah, I think I did get a package of beef sometime back. I think it was like 2 weeks ago or something. Can't really remember.
Didn't you realize it was from Mark? I mean, didn't you even check who it came from?
Yeah, well, it was right about Christmas time, so I had gifts and packages arriving every day, so it must have gotten mixed up in the melee. Gets pretty hectic during that season. It's hard to keep track of things, you know. I was opening packages left and right. I do remember getting a package of beef. I thought it was from my folks, to be honest.
But if you don't check who it's from, it would be a bit inconvenient, wouldn't it? You wouldn't be able to thank the person for sending it. You seem to not be aware of who any of those gifts are from.
Huh? Does it even matter? I mean, these gifts are just some sort of routine, right? Like, get well cards. It would take so much time to contact each and every person that sends us a gift. It would take so long the beef would spoil. Besides, nobody expects me to write them back a thank you note. Seems a bit old-fashioned to me. But I do send out an emoji now and again to some people.
But Mark was a bit concerned. He wasn't sure if you had received it or not. Apparently it was some very expensive beef.
Huh? It is way too much trouble to acknowledge every darn package I receive. Why would I even have to do that? I didn't ask him to send me anything, right?
Well, true, but I think he sent it to you guys out of kindness, so figured you would be happy to receive such a gift. Maybe he was expecting some gratitude. He did go out of his way to buy it and have it sent. I think that would merit a thank you, don't you think? I bet he would be overjoyed to get a call from you thanking him for the gift.
Like I said, we didn't ask for it. Why should I thank him for sending something I didn't even want? It makes no sense to me.
I thought you said you wanted to try some of that beef. That's what he said.
I never said such a thing. I never asked him to send me any beef. I could go down to the supermarket and buy all I want. Why would I ask him to send it? Anyways, these Christmas gifts from relatives are not really for the person receiving them, but more like the person sending it getting satisfaction out of it. You know what I mean? Like they're doing it to get attention or something. So, seems a waste of time to be thanking people like that. You can thank him for me. How's that?
Well, I suppose you young people think that way recently. Anyways, I'm just glad that you got the package. I just wanted to make sure is all. I'll tell Mark you received it and thank him on your behalf.
Yeah, could you? I'd appreciate it. It would be way easier. And while you're at it, could you tell him we don't need any more Christmas gifts from him? We get plenty as is.
Yes, okay, I'll tell him that, but I know how you feel about this, but, you know, Erin, I really think you should have shown a little more appreciation to your relatives. Are you lecturing me? No, oh, please don't take it the wrong way. I'm not lecturing you at all. It's just that I was just like you when I first got married and had to get along with my mother-in-law like you are now. And like you, I was always wondering why I had to do this or that and everything was such a hassle, but yeah, I really hate all these useless formalities and niceties that I have to contend with. Like I said, what a total hassle. There are things that you have to quietly put up with when you get married. I know it may be a source of annoyance to you, but if you don't thank people, everyone will get the impression that you're ungrateful, that you don't have proper manners. I'm sure you don't want your relatives being angry at you all the time. I mean, we do get together now and again at Christmas or some family event. Just better to keep things cordial, you know. So what are you saying, Mother, that I'm bad-tempered, a disrespectful daughter-in-law? Is that it? I mean, think about it. He's sending me stuff I didn't even ask for. I can't believe that you're criticizing me, for God's sake. I'm not criticizing you. I'm just trying to be helpful for your own good. I assure you that keeping in good graces with your relatives will be to your benefit, is all I'm saying. I'm just concerned for you and my son. I know all this from experience. Yeah, sure. You say you're concerned and that you're trying to be helpful, but to me, it all just sounds like self-importance to me. To be honest, I don't think you've ever really liked me, Mother. I'm the outsider that took your son. Sure sounds like it to me. You think the younger generation doesn't know the real world and has no experiences. You really think we're all so naive and need your help. Oh, please, Aaron, you're completely misinterpreting what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry if I've offended you in any way. That was not my intention. I'm sorry. I suppose you're right. An old woman as myself shouldn't be butting into affairs of you younger kids. Yeah, whatever. Like I said, this is really a hassle, but I'll call and thank your brother if that makes you feel good, okay? Now, can we be finished here? I'm really busy. This is really getting a bit irritating. All this nagging is giving me a headache. I'm really sorry for upsetting you. It really wasn't deliberate. I was only trying... Anyway, I'll let you go. But thanks for agreeing to call and thank him. That at least puts my mind at ease. Hey, Neil, are you there? Are you guys okay? I mean, your marriage. How's it going with you guys?
Huh? What are you talking about, Mom?
You remember that you received a gift from Uncle Mark, right? I just talked with him, and he still hasn't gotten a call or even a letter to thank him for that gift he sent. You know, the package of expensive beef. I talked to Erin about it last week, and she reassured me that she would call and thank him. But I just got off the phone with Uncle Mark, and he hasn't heard a peep from you guys yet. This is really worrisome.
Let me stop you right there, Mom. What are you even talking about? I don't know anything about a gift.
That package of 100% grass-fed beef that Uncle Mark sent. She said you guys received it a few weeks ago.
Wait a sec. Are you saying that package of beef was from Uncle Mark? I had no idea.
Oh, don't tell me you knew nothing about it. Haven't you heard anything from Erin about it?
No, she didn't say a word about it.
I texted her last week and verified it with her. She said she received it and that she would call Mark and thank him. Are you guys even communicating? I can't believe you didn't know anything about it. Just so you know, the other relatives are talking about you guys. I would be a little more considerate.
Talking about us, huh? Like what?
Well, not even acknowledging, much less thanking Uncle Mark for the gift she received. And at the family gathering last Thanksgiving over at Aunt Ginny's place, everyone said Erin was really rude and a little patronizing toward them. What I'm saying is that there's talk that you and Erin are disrespectful and ill-mannered towards your relatives, acting as though you're above them. I'm just telling you all this because I'm worried for you is all. Don't think I'm saying this out of malice.
What the hell are you talking about? You mean to tell me you and all of our relatives are talking behind our backs and belittling us?
Nobody's belittling you guys. I just think they're all just a little disappointed in you guys is all. They're not angry or anything. Don't get me wrong, Neil.
No. I think they are talking trash about us. I know it. I know why, too. It's because I married a woman that is 10 years younger than me. That's it, isn't it? I knew they were upset about that.
No, you don't understand. Age difference has nothing to do with it. If you just acted properly, like thanking Uncle Mark, stuff like that, well, I'm sure nobody would be saying anything.
What? What do you mean? We're not doing anything wrong. Would you stop accusing us of some kind of bad behavior?
Then, what's with not thanking Uncle Mark for that gift? What about that? And it looks like she never even told you she even received that gift. When I asked you about it a minute ago, you had no idea what I was talking about. I don't blame your relatives for getting upset.
Yeah, well, it was just that I was really busy right about that time. Must have forgotten about it. And I think Erin had other things on her mind. Probably just forgot. She's not like that. I'll be careful from now on. I'll talk to Erin about it later today. I'm sure she'll understand. So don't worry about it, okay?
Yeah, would you please? I'm just a little worried is all. You know how Erin can get sometimes.
What the hell do you mean by that, Mom? No, I don't know how she can get. What do you mean exactly?
Well, it's just the way she responds, the words she chooses to use. People tend to react negatively to how she responds. That upsets some people. Just saying. I sometimes think she's just a spoiled kid.
Spoiled kid? Are you kidding me? She's nothing like that. She forgot to thank Uncle Mark because she's just forgetful. That's all. It wasn't out of malice. And about her attitude. She's not good around people. She's actually kind of shy, and people tend to see her as aloof. And, Mom, I would appreciate you not carrying on like this. I was finally able to marry. I don't want to lose her, so please, don't make us think about every little thing, would you? Better than me being single, right?
Yeah, well, yes, of course, but I can't just pass it off as her being forgetful.
I mean, she just forgot to call and thank Uncle Mark. So what? You have to ignore little stuff like that. Don't go nitpicking about every darn thing that comes up. You just drove her crazy, and then what? So, just let things be. Nobody's perfect, Mom.
Yes, I know that, but...
Why do you all have to gang up on her and trash talk her for being a little forgetful, huh? And just so you know, Erin is aware that all the relatives are talking behind her back. She knows they don't think much of her. Erin's very sensitive, too. And she feels bad about all of this. I'm sure she feels sad. Don't you have sympathy for her, Mom? Poor Erin.
She feels sad, huh? Did she say that?
Yeah. She was still bothered by what you said to her last week. She seemed really depressed all week. She said she didn't want to talk to you anymore. That it would only upset her even more. She was traumatized by your scolding.
Well, I never meant to scold her, and I told her that. I'm sorry that I may have upset her, but that was not my intention.
So, you admit you did upset her? I knew it. Mom, would you please not talk trash about her? It will only upset her. She feels really bad about all this. Have a little pity, Mom.
Neil, you got this all wrong. That was not my intention.
Intention or not, just please stop tormenting her. Why are all you guys ganging up on her? What did she do that was so wrong? I just wish you would have a little more understanding for her. What if all your nagging and scolding leads to us getting divorced? Will you take responsibility for such an outcome, Mom? Mom? Are you there? Listen, Mom, I don't want you interfering with Erin and me anymore.
Pardon me, what is this about, Neil? What do you mean, not interfering?
To be honest, Erin is very upset about you always being on her back. She can't sleep some nights. She's super depressed by your meddling in our affairs.
Depressed? I'm not meddling in anything. What exactly did I do that would depress her so much?
I'm surprised you don't know. Really, Mom? It's your constant intrusion in her life. You're always scolding her or belittling for every minor detail. That's the reason for her depression.
Neil, I've never scolded or belittled her, ever. I would never do such a thing. I cautioned her about that one thing. That was the only time.
Come on, Mom. Don't give me that. Then why the hell is she so down? Tell me that. I bet you don't even know you're doing it. I bet you're contacting her every day and nagging her about every little thing.
Are you joking, Neil? Why would I do such a despicable thing? I really wish you would believe your mother, Neil.
No, Mom, I can't believe you anymore. So, please, just stop interfering in our lives. Stop contacting us.
How many times do I have to repeat myself, Neil? I never scolded her, not once.
Yeah, right, Mom. She wouldn't be in that somber state if you hadn't said all those awful things to her. I just don't want you ever meddling in Erin's affairs ever again. You got that, Mom? And that goes for me, too.
Are you telling me to not even contact you guys? Ever?
Yeah, for now. I would much rather you kept your distance. And it's not just you, Mom. We don't want anything to do with the rest of our relatives either. At least for now. To be honest, I hate the way you and all the relatives treat Erin. I despise all of you for treating her that way.
I see. I contacted her thinking I was being kind to her, so it would make it easier for her to get along with the rest of our family. I thought she would appreciate my gesture of goodwill. If that's how you feel about all this, well, I suppose there's no other choice.
So, you finally understand, huh? Just so you know, this is basically all your fault. You caused all of this. From now on, please don't interfere or meddle in our affairs.
Are you saying you want to completely cut ties with your family?
Well, we didn't have to go that far, but we'll see how it goes going forward. If things get out of hand, well, that could happen. Just keep that in mind. If you don't want that, just stay out of our lives.
Okay, Neil, I understand what you're saying. No need to say more. You want it that way, you got it. You want nothing to do with me and the rest of my family, that's fine. And if you want to cut ties with us, that's fine too. And that means no more us sending $1,000 every month as support.
Huh? Excuse me? What are you talking about? What $1,000?
I'm talking about the support payment. I've been sending you $1,000 every month to help you guys out. You don't want anything to do with me? Well, that means I will cut all financial support too. Makes sense, right?
What financial support? What are you talking about? This is the first I'm hearing about this.
How could you not know about that? Erin asked us for support, and we've been depositing that amount in her account every month. Don't tell me you don't know about that.
She never told me a thing about that. Is that really true? You're depositing $1,000 every month?
That's right. She contacted us about 4 months ago and requested that we help her out financially. And we agreed to send her $1,000 a month. She said they couldn't make ends meet with your meager salary and that you guys needed our help. I had a bit of my own savings, so I felt sorry for her and decided to use that to help her out.
That can't be right, Mom. My salary isn't meager. Actually, it's higher than average. We're not exactly just getting by, as you put it. That's why Erin can stay home as a housewife. No need for her to work. We don't need any help.
But the fact remains, I'm sending her the money every month. I could show you the receipts. How could you not know about any of this?
I had no idea. She never told me.
Are you telling me she hasn't told you anything?
If I knew you were sending us money, I wouldn't be arguing with you. Or talk about cutting ties, for Pete's sake. I feel bad about this now.
So, does that mean Erin is doing this on her own? That she's pocketing all that money for herself? She is your wife, Neil. What's going on here?
How am I supposed to know? This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
That means that your wife, Erin, has been swindling money from me for the past 4 months, and you had no idea this was going on? What was she using all that money for? Ugh, I knew there was something strange Erin wasn't telling me. I thought she was acting kind of strange. I asked her about it once, but she just brushed me off, and she hasn't said anything about it since. You both didn't want me interfering, so I haven't contacted her in a while, unlike your earlier accusations.
I don't know what to do. Am I supposed to believe you? Or my wife, Erin? Is it really true about the money? What the hell am I supposed to do, Mom?
Why don't you check her bank account? You'll definitely see I've been depositing money every month. Then you'll know it's all true. I'll bet you anything there are other things she's hiding from you. None of this adds up. She's been acting strange ever since you guys got married. Hey, Neil, are you there? Did you tell your mom, in very clear terms, that we don't want her meddling in our affairs? I just don't want anything to do with your relatives. It's just such a hassle. They are so condescending towards me. I can't stand them. Just hurry up and cut ties with them once and for all.
Are you for real, Erin? It seems Mom and the relatives are the ones that don't want anything to do with you. What's up with that? I really can't believe you anymore. I trusted you.
Huh? How could you say that to me? I was hurt by what your mom said to me and then what the relatives think of me. And now you don't even believe your own wife?
Mom just told me yesterday. You've been getting money from my mom for the past 4 months or so. And you didn't tell me? What's going on here, Erin? She tells me that you've been receiving $1,000 a month. Is this true? What are you up to? What's the money for?
Did your mom tell you to do that? Is that who you heard it from?
Does it matter who I heard it from? The fact is you're getting money from my mom and kept that from me. I checked your bank account and my mom was right. She's been depositing $1,000 a month for the last 4 months. And it seems you've been withdrawing that amount every month. The entire amount. What's that about, huh? What are you using that money for?
Your mom, she's trying to make me out to be the villain. I knew she had it out for me.
Huh? What are you talking about?
About that money that she's been depositing? It's all your mom's fault.
My mom's fault? Excuse me? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Your mom had been making me do her shopping. That's why I was getting the money from her every month. That money was for her shopping stuff. She told me to use that money to go out and shop for her. She was just using me like some errand girl.
Hold it a sec. Erin, you really expect me to believe that? If you're gonna lie, at least make up a better story. No one's gonna believe that farce.
I'm really not lying to you, Neil. It's true. I really mean it.
Please, Erin. I'm really getting sick of you always blaming others for your mistakes. I can't believe you would blame the person that's sending you money, which happens to be my mom. I'm really disappointed in you, Erin. And you were saying you were so depressed and saddened how my mom was treating you. Are you for real?
I'm telling you, it's the truth. Your mom never liked me and would have looked down on me and treated me with such disdain. You get treated that way, you'd be emotionally hurt too.
How am I supposed to believe someone who swindled money out of my own mother? You have to be out of your mind. Man, you really hoodwinked me. I can't believe I fell for your con. If I had known that you were that kind of a person, I would never have married you.
Why won't you believe me, for God's sake? You used to be on my side no matter what. Why now? Why turn your back on me now? You took your mom's word over mine? I thought you loved me.
Yeah, well, I found all your stuff. I took a look in the storage room under the stairs, and guess what I found? A whole bunch of brand goods, like handbags and expensive accessories. All that stuff must have cost thousands of dollars. And to think that you used the money that you swindled from my mom to buy all of that junk? Seriously? Seems like you have a little treasure trove down there.
Wait a sec, Neil. Don't get this all wrong. All that stuff in the storage area, that's stuff from before we got married. I bought everything when I was single and working.
And I know a little bit about recent trends, and what I saw was pretty recent. Some of that stuff wasn't even on sale when you were single.
Well, some trends make a comeback. Like some 70s stuff is popular now. Did you know that? You're confused, Neil. This is not what it seems.
For your information, I did a little research of my own. I checked the prices of all that perfume and some of the clothes online. I was blown over by the cost of some of that crap. No wonder we don't have any money. So you come up with this plan to trick my mom into paying you $1,000 a month. You sure did take me for a fool.
I have to buy very good cosmetics. You know nothing about women. Do you really expect me to go out without makeup? And I can't use the cheap stuff from the drugstore. It would make me look way worse, and I'm allergic to some of that cheap stuff. And this all costs money. It's all necessary items.
Don't give me that. There's not much difference. Besides, you don't need to get the best there is. The cosmetics alone were $1,000. You think money grows on trees?
All my friends have the same or even better stuff. How could I meet up with them with cheap cosmetics? It would be so embarrassing. You want me to be the only one among my friends with the cheapest makeup and perfume? I would be the laughingstock of the whole world.
I'm not saying you should use the cheapest stuff there is. But there are limits to what you can spend. It's not like we're millionaires. I said I would leave all the household expenses to you, but this is just a financial irresponsibility is what it is. And to think I trusted you. By believing in you and trusting you, I got egg all over my damn face.
Why should you even be ashamed? You've got nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah? What am I supposed to say to Mom when I see her next time? I couldn't look her in the eye. And that goes for my relatives too. And Uncle Mark. I trusted you and criticized my own mom.
It's true that I was saddened and depressed because of your mom.
No, Aaron. I think you're just imagining all of that. I'm sorry, but I can't believe a word you say.
Come on, Neil, don't say that. About your mom and me being emotionally hurt, that has nothing to do with me spending money.
I'm saying I don't have trust in a woman that swindles money from her mother-in-law. You can understand that, right?
How could you say that? You're making me out to be a villain because of the money? I never thought you were such a cheapskate. You're pathetic. No, you're the one that's pathetic, Aaron. You really had nerve swindling me like you did. Is that you, Mother? Are you with Neil now? Is he with you? That's right. I was concerned and came right over to your place. Looks like you spend quite a bit on your little hobby. The storage room under the stairs looks quite impressive with all those brand items. Are you planning on opening a store or something? All that stuff, $1,000 a month doesn't seem like enough. You convinced Neil that I was in the wrong here? Pardon me? And you also told our relatives that I was the villain, the bad little daughter-in-law. Neil was the only person on my side. I always thought he would have my back. But Neil, my husband, turned on me. He would much rather believe you. Do you get satisfaction from making me the bad guy? I bet you do. You're really set on kicking me out of this family, aren't you? You don't give a damn what our relatives think of you. Are you acting the victim here because Neil is here and sees who you really are? Just stop with this I'm the victim here crap. But it was you who was spreading those lies about me to all the relatives. You, Mother, you've always had disdain for me. You hated me from the get-go.
Yeah, you're right there. Right now, I do have a lot of disdain for you. But when this gets out, the other relatives will hate you even more. And my son, he's always had your back, believed everything you said. He mistrusts you now, and his affection for you has waned considerably.
No, not Neil. He loves me.
No, he's disappointed in you. I think you better be prepared for the worst. This may all end in divorce. I would keep that in mind, Erin.
He would never divorce me. What are you even talking about? He wasn't able to marry for a long time, and I came along. He would never give that up. He'll never find another wife.
Yeah, that's what I thought for a long time. That's why I supported you all this time, financially even. What's the quote? Bite the hand that feeds you? That's you in a nutshell.
But it's true, he can't get remarried. You know that. We get divorced and he'll be living his senior years all alone, with nobody around. You don't want that for him, do you? He's not young, you know. A divorcee at that age, not a pretty sight.
Yeah, but Neil seems to be aware of that fact. I think he's finally realized his ways, and he seems ready to live with that fact.
Live with what fact?
That his wife is a con artist. A pathetic excuse for a human being. That's what. They say love is blind. I guess he was blind for a long time, but he finally saw the light. Now he's fully recovered from that blindness now. He's preparing all the paperwork for the divorce as we speak. He may have to spend his retirement days alone, but he would rather do that than live with you.
No, he would never. I don't want a divorce. I won't give him one. Get him on the line now. I need to talk to him. I'll convince him to see the light.
Oh, so you're going to use your lying skills to try and convince him, huh? I really don't think he'll change his mind. You were probably 100% sure an older guy like Neil would never get divorced. That it was his last chance to stay married, but I think you took way too much advantage of your situation. Your only option now is to just accept it and divorce him. It would be best for all involved.
Please, Mother, I apologize. Please forgive me. I'm sorry I tricked you into giving me money. I admit it. Oh, please forgive me. But just not divorce, please.
I thought I was being kind to you, that I was supporting my daughter-in-law and my son. I was choosing my words carefully so as not to hurt you. But I have to say this, I had it pent up for too long. I would much rather my son be single for the rest of his life than to stay married to a vile charlatan like you. I really don't want anything to do with you any longer. I would appreciate it if you would just pack your stuff and get out of our lives forever. After that, Neil gathered all the brand stuff from that storage room and sold it off at the highest bidder. He paid me back for all the money that I sent Erin. As for the divorce, he went through with it with the help of his lawyer and got her finally kicked out of that house. Apparently she ended up staying at a friend's house until she could find a place of her own. Her folks found out about her shenanigans and eventually cut all ties with her. But that wasn't all. While staying at her friend's place, she apparently stole some money from their safe and disappeared. After having to pay my son compensation for the divorce, she apparently had no money left. But her friend pressed charges and got the police involved. After some time, she was found and arrested. That story spread like wildfire, and she no longer had anybody to turn to for help. Fortunately, that was the last I heard of her. My son was a little depressed after that, what with the prospect of being alone for the foreseeable future, maybe for the rest of his days. He felt ashamed for how he treated me, but I have nothing against my son, and I told him that. All the relatives were quite taken aback by all this, but they felt pity for Neil.